Hey everybody, so I just wanted to shoot a quick video on some of the research I've been doing lately on the COVID issue. My kids have really been struggling with this not being able to go to school issue, and it's just really kind of dove me into the data quite a bit more as I have discussions with with teachers and superintendents and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to share my research, my journey with this, and open up a discussion with people on this COVID issue, and just kind of show people where I've been going to get my information. So I'm going right to the CDC, and here I'll post this link in there so people can go. And right in here, you can download um, different databases. And so let me just show you the process that I've been going through and some of the information that I've been coming up with. So let me pause this and I'll be right back. All right, so here's the first data or Excel spreadsheet that I downloaded. I'll just show you how I do this. So I'm just going to view data and then I'm exporting this into an Excel file. Um, Now here's the database and I'm going to go ahead and save this into a format where I can actually work with it a little bit better. So let's just save it as an Excel workbook. I'm going to pause this. I'm going to show you a couple things that I've been looking at for my kids, and just kind of scratching my head a little bit to try to figure this out. All right, so I just went ahead and just kind of highlighted a few things that I've been looking at in these databases, and here's where I'm kind of getting hung up a little bit as I have discussions with people is we're shutting down schools and not letting our kids go back to school. My kids are really struggling with their academics. They're struggling socially. They need to be out talking to people. I know a lot of kids that are just going through some really gnarly depression and so on and so forth because these schools aren't open. And here's where I'm really scratching my head. So total, this is a database in the entire US, and we got age group from 0 to 17 years old. And we've got 60 COVID deaths in that age group for kids. And then pneumonia, we have 187. So the common pneumonia is you're what 3 times more likely to die from than COVID, but we're shutting schools down because of COVID. You're actually as a 0 to 17-year-old kid, you're also more likely to die from the flu than your COVID. So my kids are actually in Alaska. So then, of course, I'm looking at the older age group. So the question that kind of rattle around my head is, you know, do people of this age group really feel that it's okay to sacrifice our children's well-being so that they can go out in public? It's a very nasty question. I get it, but it's a question that needs to be asked. And I just feel like right now we are sacrificing our children so that this older age group can um, uh, be protected from this virus. So that's the question I'm asking. My kids are in Alaska, and so uh, here we have no deaths across the board, and we've completely shut down all schools in Alaska where kids can't go to school. They can't be taught a proper education because of this. So these are the questions that I'm asking right now, and I want to share this with people because I really want somebody to help me understand, uh, backed by data, why we're doing the things that we're doing. So hopefully this makes sense. The next thing I want to look at on this database, let me get back to it. I think we can look at by county, and I've been kind of researching this a little bit. And so anybody wants to jump in and have some discussions with me with this data that we're looking at, I'm welcoming that. That's why I'm putting it on Facebook. So, um, but the other thing that I want to start kicking around and do some research on is are face masks working and are lockdowns really working? And I think when we dive into the per county data here, we can really start to answer some of those questions and see if the masks are working and the lockdowns are really justified. Let's jump into this. I'm welcoming anybody and all discussions, but I want the discussion be based on data, not on emotion and not on what the news is saying, because from what the data that I'm looking at, is vastly different than what I'm hearing on the news. So hopefully this is something that everybody is wanting to jump in and be interested in.